discussion on reintroducing the Triple Talaq bill.
बहुत एक इस्लामिक कंट्रीज ने ट्रिपल तलाक पर प्रतिबंध लगाया हुआ है कि ये जेंडर इक्वलिटी का मसला बनता है, ये धार्मिक आस्था का नहीं बनता है।
Special scholarship targeted for the Muslim girl child.
5 सालों में 5 करोड़ से ज्यादा लड़के लड़कियों को स्कॉलरशिप देंगे अल्पसंख्यक समाज के, उसमें 50% लड़कियां होंगी।
On left, right and centre tonight, is Modi 2.0 de-hyphenating Muslim women from the political monolith called the Muslim Votebank. All right, at this moment I want to introduce Zakia Soman, who is the founder of the Bharatiya Muslim Mahila Andolan. She is also a petitioner against the Triple Talaq. We have Lalita Kumaramangalam, the director of the India Foundation, and in just a short moment we'll be joined in by a whole host of other guests as well. I want to come to you, Zakia, first. Do you or would you not accept that here is, let's first talk about the initiative on scholarship. I think this is well intentioned. Even if the intention is politics, it's good, isn't it?
Yeah, it is a very welcome announcement. In fact, the speech by the Prime Minister this time is a speech unlike any other speech in the past. And it is a very welcome statement by the Prime Minister that it's not just about Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, it is also about winning Sabka Vishwas. So the thumping mandate that the Prime Minister has got this time, there is no obstacle in making that into a reality. And I have a problem with this usage of Muslims being vote bank. Muslims are equal citizens of India. They are the largest minority. They comprise nearly 17-18% of the population. And as per the Government of India figures, the Sachar Committee, various NSSO rounds, Muslims are lagging behind educationally, socially, economically, in every aspect of life. So it is the status of Muslims in India is a kind of a problem for our democracy. And it is high time that it is addressed by the government in a very serious and sincere manner. And I really welcome the statement of the Prime Minister and this announcement by the Ministry of Minorities Affairs that now they are going to look at scholarships for 5 crore girls and boys.
Now the second point.
Very welcome announcement.
When you read this scholarship along with the Triple Talaq bill, which has, by the way, been accepted again by the cabinet, they've given their assent, will be tabled on the floor of the House in the 17th Lok Sabha. My biggest question, do you think that an attempt is being made, not necessarily bad, of de-hyphenating Muslim women from this political monolith which is considered as the Muslim vote bank? That you give them the rights so that you break this monolith. Muslim women separate. Zakia. The way I look at it and the way a lot of us look at it is, it's a huge injustice to the Muslim women. They have been denied legal protection which every Indian woman citizen is entitled to. And this correction should have been made long ago. In 1955 and 1956, when Parliament passed various laws pertaining to Hindu Marriage Act, when Parliament made so many amends in the Christian Marriage and Divorce Act, that is the time they should have also, passed a Muslim family law. So that has not happened thus far. The Triple Talaq law is coming about now. That's a very, very welcome move, and it's a long overdue legal protection. It's a constitutional right of the Muslim women. Absolutely. Lalita, I'll come to you in just a short moment. Let me introduce 2 more guests who have now joined us. Zafar Sareshwala is the Chancellor of the Maulana Azad National Urdu University, and Zafar Yab Jilani, the lawyer and convener of the Babri Masjid Action Committee, and also the member of the All India Muslim Personal Law Board. Mr. Jilani, let me come to you first. Would you look at this move by the Modi government, whether or not the intention is politics, as a good move, particularly giving scholarships? I mean, how can anyone have an objection?
This move, this move, not a new move of the government. You must know that when UPA government had come to power and even prior thereto, these scholarships were being given. But I pose a question to you that the Modi government should come out with a white paper as to whether during 5 years their regime from 2014 to 19, whether they have distributed even that much amount which was earmarked for these purposes by the UPA government, or they have withheld that amount. If they have withheld that amount and they have not given even that much which was already being given for 10 years, more than 10 years, then how can we believe that now their statement has got any value? So we demand that they should come out with a white paper to show as to whether the budget allocated by the BJP government from 2014 to 19 was really spent for the minority.
What's your allegation, Mr.
It was
Jilani?
withheld.
Your allegation is that this scheme always existed
Spent that amount.
and the Muslims were denied this right?
Existed and even they had withheld this amount.
Okay.
Yes, they were denied this right for the last 5 years.
Okay.
So they have not denied already existing scheme.
Okay.
There is the occasion for them to introduce some new scheme.
Lalita Kumaramangalam, so the allegation is that this is smart jugglery of funds, something which was denied to the Muslims, to the Muslim community in the first tenure of Modi, is being promised again or re-promised in Modi 2.0. But my question remains, is this bad?
I think the gentleman is just playing politics here. The fact is that, as Zakia pointed out, the Prime Minister in his first speech, where he was elected as the head of the party and the NDA government, had made it very clear that regardless of who voted for the BJP or did not vote for the BJP, this time the party and the government were committed to the development and poverty alleviation of all sections of Indians. And this is the theme that he has been, expounding wherever he has gone, whether it is Kerala, where, as you know, we lost the elections, or anywhere else. And the Triple Talaq bill, last time round, as you know the politics behind it, but it was a demand that was made by my friend Zakia. We had met for the first time in Bombay, where we talked about the fact that Muslim women needed to get out from that, the Damocles sword of the Triple Talaq. And why the gentleman is objecting to people being given scholarships for education, I don't understand. As everybody knows, education is probably the first step.
No, he did not object. To be fair to Zafar Yab Jilani, he did not object.
Education is the first step to, that he's trying to make political points. The fact is that these scholarships are going to give an opportunity to Muslim children to be mainstreamed in a sense. The Muslim community in India so far lags very far behind in terms of education. And of course, their economic status is much behind a lot of the other communities in India, even many of the other minority communities. This, according to me, is a very welcome step. When
it is a welcome
reply of my charge.
One should not presume that the government is going to be stupid enough not to implement it. If we don't implement it after,
so that's the answer to the charge.
Modi has made all these
Mr. Jilani, the answer to your charge is that the government will not be stupid enough to not implement it.
That is the charge. There is no answer.
Immature.
Exactly. There is no answer.
We've made
Why
it
he
very
has said
clear
put a definite question
for
the last 5 years,
in this country,
whether they have withheld,
regardless of
come
whether
out with a white paper
or not.
No,
and the Muslims, as Zakia pointed out, have the same
right.
right.
Zafar Sareshwala.
That for the last 5 years
to study.
You're making a point on its implementation. See, that's an important point. Zafar Sareshwala, I want to come to you. We'll come to the larger aspect of our debate later. But Zafar Sareshwala, every good scheme, every good idea, its success or failure is known from its implementation, right? Manrega has been criticized a lot, particularly by this regime, because they feel it was never implemented properly. They never said it was a bad scheme, right? So do you think that these announcements that have been made, they will be judged for their implementation, effective implementation, and that should be number one priority? Zafar.
No, Sanket, I myself have been directly involved in seeing the last mile. Now, I'll come to directly, in 2014, when the Manmohan Singh government left, the budget of Minority Affairs Ministry was 3,200 crore. In this government, last budget, it went to about 5,200 crore. Now, the total budget or 90% of the budget of Minority Affairs Ministry goes for scholarships. Initially in 2014-15 there were teething problems. But Sanket, I have been observing and I am on it, on front foot, that anybody who is a recipient, if he has not got the scholarship, we have directly taken up issues with the Minority Affairs Ministry. Till 2015, there were issues. But since last 3.5 years, total scholarship, pre-metric and post-metric is being received by the people.
Okay, so that's an answer to Zafar Jilani's charge.
The money is going there. On the contrary,
Zafar Jilani, I hope
I
you heard what Zafar Sareshwala is saying. That's an answer to your charge.
I know that it is not being distributed. I am the manager of 2 colleges. I know that the scholarship has not been distributed. Mr. Zafar Sareshwala may have seen the record of the ministry. I know on the ground level that the scholarships have not been distributed. So kindly come out with a white paper. How much amount has been distributed in UP? Come out with this statement.
Zafar?
Don't drag on this
Zafar,
issue.
let's look for solutions here. Zafar, at this moment there seems to be an impasse. Will you address this?
Yeah.
If the spirit of the scholarship is correct.
I would request Jilani Saab that they should bring to the notice that these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 or whatever the numbers are, they have not received. We did exactly. So their teething problems were there. I don't say 100, but you can't say that totally the scholarships have not been received.
I will complain in writing to you.
Directly to the ministry.
I will complain
directly
in
to the
writing
government.
to you. Kindly give me. Minister. All right, I will complain and then I will let you know whether
you bring it. You bring it to me. I'll forward it.
Yes, I will send it to the complaint.
Jilani Saab, I'll forward it directly. There is no harm in it. If somebody is eligible, and if he doesn't receive anything,
now that
it is our duty to take it to the authorities.
To conduct a good solutions-oriented debate. I am happy about the fact that there was a problem and a solution is being offered. Now, Mr. Jilani, I come back. I'm happy about the fact that you highlighted a problem and a solution is being offered. That is good. Now, let's come back to the main point of this discussion and debate. Do you think, Mr. Jilani, that an effort has been made very intelligently and politically, of course, to de-hyphenate the Muslim women from the political monolith of the Muslim vote bank? Why should they be considered part of the package as far as Muslim vote bank is concerned? I mean, this very phrase is being broken or attacked, Mr. Jilani.
I kindly go to only 6 months back or 9 months back, when in February, up to February 2018, there was demonstration by more than 3 crore Muslim women on the streets of more than 150 districts. And they had come out openly saying that they do not want such a land. So which women they are representing? Kindly let me know. If the Muslim women, they have given in writing also more than 350 crore. If they do not want to recognize those 3.50 crore signatures, then which Muslim women they are representing? Muslim women do not want such a law. They have demonstrated in the streets. Your media has also taken note of it. Kindly let me know which Muslim women demand it, whether 1 lakh, 2 lakh, 3 lakh, where are they? There is no such Muslim women except those.
No, so you are saying that there is no political dividend in a move like triple talaq? Is that your allegation? Zakia, can you please
No political. It is political agenda of BJP.
No, but then according to you, it's not
political
working.
agenda of BJP and
Zakia, and then one by one. Zakia, and then
please allow me to come in here.
Yes, Lalita, I'll come to you. Zakia first.
See what Mr. Jilani has said now, that fully illustrates the kind of problem that we have. The entire conservative, male-dominated worldview of some of our religious leaders. That is what is represented by Mr. Jilani. It is the ordinary Muslim women who have been struggling for the last several years, demanding Quranic justice and justice as per the constitution. And it is the constitutional obligation of everybody who is sitting in the parliament to give her the protection of law. So that possibility is now arising. We are talking about a law against triple talaq. Everybody should engage with it constructively and to correct this wrong, historic wrong to the Muslim women, where they have been denied their Quranic rights as well as their constitutional rights.
Okay,
And I think what Mr. Jilani is saying, his stance is a very rigid stance. And when he says all those women were demonstrating, those women were not even told why they have been brought about on the grounds and on the road. Consent and information. Information is the first. Information, knowledge is the first
so the allegation here,
step towards empowerment.
Zakia's allegation, Mr. Jilani, is that
you can do fear mongering that Islam khatre mein hai.
Okay.
Hamari qaum khatre mein hai.
Fair enough. I understand what you're saying. Let me listen to Mr. Jilani also. Mr. Jilani, Zakia Suman says that just like a political rally, Lalita ji,
I have heard.
Just like a political rally, you got in people and they were not informed about what they were protesting against.
Everything was organized by women. There were hundreds and thousands of banners, etc., saying that we don't want this triple divorce bill. Every media man has covered it. They must have put questions to the women.
Lalita.
Where they are not aware of this fact, speeches were given by the women. No Muslim.
One moment.
It's absolutely false.
Lalita Kumaramangalam. I'll come to you, Zafar. No, one moment. Let's stick to this debating subject. Lalita Kumaramangalam, do you think that the more rigid a section of the Muslim clergy, a section of the Muslim male scholars are going to remain, it is further going to isolate them? Do you think that this is a sort of a social engineering being worked upon by the BJP? Politically, of course, with political intent.
Sanket, let me come in.
Yes.
Yeah, let me say a couple of things. Sanket, before I directly answer your question.
Yeah.
First, I think it's very unfair of anybody in this panel to think of Muslim women merely as a vote bank. Muslim women are also women, regardless of whatever religion they may belong to. They have the same rights, the same right to constitutional justice, as Zakia pointed out, as the Constitution of India gives to every citizen. And also please remember that in these elections, women across the board have come out, and several of them have gone against perhaps what their traditional votes, whether they were caste or creed, etc.
That's exactly the point that I'm making.
Whoever they felt would give them a better life. Yeah, so let me finish. Now, the first step to that, again, regardless of whether you're a man or a woman or from any caste or creed or gender, is education. So, when we are offering education to Muslim women, one should look at it from a positive angle, not a negative angle.
No, obviously.
To put everything into, the blocks of politics or just vote banks is, I think, very unfair to both the BJP and to the Muslim women themselves. Now, coming to what you say about the rigidity of patriarchy within religions, you have a lot of women who are equally patriarchal. It's not just men who are patriarchal. But I do agree with you when you say that this is eventually going to go against them, because like every other human being, every other aspirational Indian, Muslim women and Muslim young men for that matter also want to live better. They want better lives, they want better lifestyles. So they are going to take up the opportunities that the current government is offering them. If there is a problem in implementation,
so very clearly, Zafar Sareshwala,
by one of my co-panelists, then you could always write to the to the people in charge and tell them that I have not
so the point that is being made at this moment is that even if this move is
but
political,
instead of looking at it so negatively, I suggest this gentleman looks at it from a broader point of view.
I'll take the view of Mr. Jilani also on the suggestions that you've made. But Zafar Sareshwala, I think the larger assessment over here is that even if this is for political gains, even if this is intended to create a new vote bank or a new vote bank is a bad word, a new constituency among the Muslim women for the Bharatiya Janata Party. The fact that its intention and its purpose is positive, it should be acceptable to all, even the most rigid in the community. Zafar.
Saket, I'll make 2 points.
Yeah.
First of all, the Quranic way of giving talaq is not this. This triple talaq in one sitting is against the basic principle of talaq, and which even All India Muslim Personal Law Board believes that this is wrong, and this was written in the judgment. The Supreme Court judge said that what is wrong in theology cannot be right in law. So this triple talaq in one sitting is against the principle of Quran. So I would request Mr. Jilani and the people in All India Muslim Personal Law Board that reform the Muslim male and show them the right path of talaq. This is not the way. Talaq is a process. It can never be given in one sitting. So I think they need to do that reform process within the community.
Okay.
First. Second, every political party, Saket, would look for a constituency. And if BJP thinks that they can have Muslim women as a constituency, I don't think there is anything wrong. If BJP is reaching out to the Muslim community or maybe the Muslim women, I don't think there is anything wrong. Why not? And it is a good, it is opening up or coming of age of Indian politics.
Making people more aware, giving them their rights,
BJP
and if there is some politics, if there is some politics involved, then it's fine because it's positive in nature.
Through the Muslim women,
I get your message.
I think it is good.
Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. I have completely run out of time. Mr. Jilani, I would like to give you the last 10 seconds because there were some comments made by Lalita Kumaramangalam about the rigidity.
Yes, please permit me.
Yes, Mr. Jilani, rigidity. Do you think rigidity is going to harm you more than do good?
No, there is no rigidity. No rigidity. There is no rigidity. I tell you, the matter of triple divorce has been settled by the Honorable Supreme Court, and no other body does now require any law to be made. Supreme Court has said there is no existence of triple divorce. We have all accepted that.
No, but how do you implement something like this without, if you do not criminalize it? How do you settle this issue? The problem will keep on happening. I think what we do is...
We do not want it. We do not want its criminalization. Supreme Court has not said so.
Say the Supreme Court has said. One more, Zakia. Completely run out of time.
Supreme Court does not say so.
And nobody has
objected to any kind of help.
I'm going for a hard stop on left, right and centre because we've completely run out of time. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. The point of discussion was not whether triple talaq bill is being brought in or not. The idea is the intention and whether whatever political intention there may be, if it is doing something good to the society, then is it necessarily bad? That was the topic of discussion. Always an eclectic mix of people here on this show.